Recently, Boston Celtics head coach Ime Udoka was suspended for the entire 2022-23 season, and in my opinion, the punishment really doesn't fit the crime. For those who don't know, Udoka was caught in a whole scandal where he pretty much cheated on his wife with somebody who worked in the Celtics organization, and according to staff rules, that's actually very prohibited in the Celtics staff. So it wasn't the NBA who made this decision, it was the Boston Celtics organization. And to me, I think it's stupid. Now, while I think the suspension was wrong, I do think that Udoka should have been punished still, because inherently he broke the rules. Now, I'm not a person who thinks that, infidelity is something that should be a manner handled in like the corporate world or like in business sense. Like, for example, if somebody is cheating on their wife, I don't think that's grounds for them to lose their job. And according to some rumors, there actually is a possibility that Udoka could get fired or he could resign. And this whole situation is probably going to hurt his reputation as a coach. And it's definitely going to hurt the Boston Celtics as well. Because one of the biggest reasons why the Celtics had that big turnaround last year was because of Ime Udoka. While they didn't start the season off amazing, it seemed like they were just figuring out how to really work as a team. And now that they're without him for the entire season, I can definitely see the Celtics defense taking a hit. Not a major one, but I definitely think it's going to be big enough to notice. And a lot of people on Twitter have been comparing this whole situation to Robert Sarver. While I do agree, Robert Sarver was given a slap on the wrist. A 1-year suspension for all the accusations that have been levied against him is ridiculous to me. Like, that whole situation was bordering Donald Sterling levels. And for those who don't know, Donald Sterling was an owner of the Los Angeles Clippers who was exposed in 2014 for being a complete racist. And Adam Silver laid down the law when it came to Sterling. He was not messing around. He banned him for life from attending any basketball games, being associated with the NBA in any type of way, or even being with the team. And he was forced to sell the team as well. And he was fined $2.5 million. I don't know why Adam Silver couldn't give Robert Sarver that same treatment, especially because this whole thing with Sarver had been a thing for years. Like, it's been a thing for over 20 years. So that never really made sense to me either. But a lot of people were comparing the whole Sarver thing to Ime Udoka getting suspended. And the difference there is the NBA was the one who was handing out the punishment. Meanwhile, with Udoka, he broke a team rule, a staff rule within the Celtics organization. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think the NBA really cares if Ime Udoka cheated on his wife, because it's not really going to affect their image like that. But when it comes to things like racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, things like that, with the world that we live in today, that's going to affect the league's brand. It's going to affect their money. Look at the recent Anthony Edwards situation. He got fined over $40,000 for being homophobic on his Instagram story. And look at the numerous amount of players who get fined for saying things in the media, for swearing in the media, for making like inappropriate celebrations, or even just sounding off on the refs. The NBA's entire brand is so fragile to them, and it means a lot, because if the NBA ends up being non-profitable and unfavorable by the public, then that's a lot of ad dollars that they're losing out on. That's a lot of sponsorships that they're losing out on. And the Ime Udoka situation isn't even the only bad thing that's happened to the Celtics. They lost Danilo Gallinari for the rest of the season. Robert Williams is dealing with injuries right now. And there's speculations that they made him play through a knee injury last year in the playoffs, which might have people questioning the Celtics training staff as well. And then I look at Jaylen Brown, who's openly voicing his frustrations with being in trade rumors, especially with the whole Kevin Durant thing that happened this summer. So the Celtics have to worry about extending him as soon as possible, because they don't want him to just end up leaving. And it kind of gives me flashbacks to how the Celtics treated Ray Allen when he was there. His name always being in trade rumors, them relegating him to a bench role, which ended up with Ray Allen leaving and joining the Celtics' rivals in the Miami Heat. Now, I'm not saying that exact situation is going to happen with the Celtics, obviously, because Jaylen Brown is way better than Ray Allen was in Boston, but it's definitely not helping the situation right now. And Brown has 2 more years on his deal, which in NBA terms pretty much means that they have to extend him as soon as possible. And not to mention, all the veterans on their team are a year older, which means that they're probably going to get worse over time. So you should expect less production from them as well. But yeah, it has not been a good past month and a half for the Boston Celtics. It's definitely going to be interesting to watch them this upcoming season and seeing how the loss of Ime Udoka really affects them. I still think they're going to be one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference, but I think they're going to be unable to replicate what they did last year. Especially because from a year-to-year basis, the Celtics really are up and down. One year they could be at the top of the East, and then the next year they could be at the 3rd seed or a 4th seed. Or sometimes they can make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals and then end up being a first round exit the next year. You never know with the Celtics. They're extremely unpredictable. But yeah, this whole Ime Udoka situation is crazy. Him cheating on his wife, which is insane. How could you cheat on Nia Long? I'm just saying. And then him getting suspended. It's all just not a good look on not only the Celtics organization, but the league in general. But we'll see how it plays out in the end. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button for more videos and subscribe. And that's it for this video.